One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1145, Wildfire in Forest Sector 2, Branch Route 8. We start off with a cover page update of Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage. Last we left off with that, we find out that it's been Who's Who that seems to be behind all the kidnappings in Wano. And Yamato manages to defeat him with the Thunder Bagua. Ulti and Page 1 are still alive and have been captured by Who's Who. They've been since rescued by Yamato. And I'm assuming they're going to join Yamato in his pilgrimage across Wano, which is interesting. Maybe we're seeing Yamato develop a little crew here. A little fleet action going on, a little fleet edition.
Okay.
To
Yamato,
the Yamato pirates.
Odin.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, opening up the chapter, we open up in the underworld. Overall in Wano, not Wano, in Elbaf, the country is under attack by the Holy Knights. There are 3 Holy Knights currently on Elbaf, causing mischief, trying to kidnap giant children, and overall just fuck with the giants in any way. And meanwhile, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are stuck in the underworld with the new giant pirates and Loki. And we pick up with them as a giant, strange beast is attacking the underworld. And we see that one of the giants, I forget this one's name, I think his name's Goldberg, he defends against it by pulling out a shield named Nash and just basically putting the shield in front. This shield is sentient and can talk. And the dinosaur
I thought it was that guy.
Roto?
Yeah, for a second.
Yeah, because he does have like
that would have been hilarious.
Yeah. But the dinosaur thing comes in and tries to bite him, but it breaks all his teeth on it. And then Zoro and Sanji finish it off with the Arme de l'air, which is pretty fucking cool. What are these for that? So yeah, they killed the dinosaur. Sanji is like, looks like I'm gonna cook this thing. And they explain that apparently the shield is alive because they went back a long time ago. I think Goldberg's dad went back a long time ago to vanquish Big Mom. And he returned with the shield that is sentient, much like Zeus. So it must be a shield that Big Mom had brought to life and has been either stolen from by Goldberg's dad or whatever, what have you. Anyway, that's how Goldberg has a sentient shield. Zoro's like, oh, so he's like Zeus then. And the shield is Nash. The shield is like, oh, you guys know Zeus? He's one of the most exalted homies. And they're like, now he's a manservant to our navigator. And Nash cannot believe his ears. In any case, we return to Luffy talking to Loki, and he explains about the Holy Knights. He tells them about him, and they're like, so that's who beat you? You must have given them a reason to seek revenge when you were rampaging beyond the sea. So it seems Loki has left Elbaf at some point. But Loki apparently has not gotten far enough to actually run into the Holy Knights. So, that's interesting to note. He's made it off the island, but not very far. Everybody returns to Loki with food. They cook up the food real fast, and Luffy pulls up just this burning hot like slab of dinosaur, and he's like, "Hey, eat up, Loki!" And he just slams the hot fucking food on Loki's face, burning him. And Loki's like, "You're trying to kill me!" And he's like, "No, man, I'm trying to help you out, man. You got to eat if you want to recover." And then, Loki's eating his food. He starts to choke on it a little bit, but Luffy comes in with hot soup, and he knows that, and Loki knows that he's about to drop it on his face. So he's like, I can see it bubbling from there.
He's terrified.
Yeah, it's very funny. So
Just stay away from me.
yeah, Luffy trips apparently, and he splashes the hot soup all over Loki, and burns him. Which is very funny. So they're like, what did this guy do to make you all hate him so much? You know, now they're just like all sitting and talking and eating. Loki says where to find red hair. Sorry, I wasn't lying about that. And they're like, well, tell us anyway. We'll be the judge of whether you're lying or not. And Loki's like, well, why should I tell you if you haven't unlocked the last chain? And he's like, you want to meet red hair, right? I suppose I understand how it feels to idolize a pirate you met when you were just a lad. And turns out this is the biggest lore drop of the chapter. Apparently, Loki was just like Luffy at one point. He too looked up to a pirate and begged him to take him across the sea when he was a child. And that one happened to be what looks to be Rocks.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Which is a
That's
great.
because Whitebeard was on his crew.
Yep,
Right?
it has to be Rocks. So when Loki begged Rocks to take him onto the island, Rocks responded by beating the shit out of him and apparently stabbing him. To which Whitebeard, a young Whitebeard, said, "You didn't have to use a blade on the kid." And he's like, "Shut up, Newgate." And Loki is sad because he was born in the wrong era, apparently. We then cut back to the battle with the children's nightmares that, not Killingham, but the other one. I got to remember these guys' names. Whatever. The other one that's not the dragon summoned up. No, it was Killingham who summoned them up. My bad. They're fighting them. Scopper is also there. And these things are pretty weak because they're based on the children's imagination. So they're just kind of like, I guess, pretty easy to defeat as a result. So Scopper notices that there are more of them now, and a trio of abnormal voices. But he's like, if even Elbaf isn't safe anymore, then this is truly the end of days. So Scopper is
That
concerned.
does not sound good.
Yeah,
At all.
Scopper.
I'm concerned now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the firefighting team of Elbaf is fighting some fires that the children are about to wander directly into. They can't seem to put the fire out, even if they're just like, even as they toss all this water on it. The two holy knights, Gunko and the Thorn guy, I forget his name, are overlooking this. And Gunko is like, they'll wake up from the heat and wail and cry for their parents and be consumed by the flames. And as they're watching, we see Jinbei coming in the clutch, doing his sea cloud shoulder throw. He just launches a ton of water at the fire and manages to save all the kids, which is very sick. Good for him. And yeah, fire's out. The kids are safe, but they're still walking in line. And it's at that point we cut back to the ship with Nami, Usopp, Brook, Jinbei, and Column. And it turns out that Gunko has made her way onto the ship and is about to fight the Straw Hats. And that is where this chapter ends. Wow, wow, wow. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1145?
I think Colin looks hilarious. Like, what? Let's be real here. Gunko stands no fucking chance. I mean, let's keep it a stack. Even if the son of Scopper himself wasn't there, right? She got to deal with 4 members of the Straw Hat crew. One of them that moves so fast she probably can't even follow. Another that definitely outmatches her in strength. and then 2 other scheming goons. There's no way. There's no way. She's no threat. This is an introduction to her abilities and her personality and whether she's gonna ultimately be a good guy or not. That's
Yeah.
what this is about right now. I'm gonna learn a lot about her. What she's not gonna do is win a fight against our guys.
Not our team.
And quite frankly, the son of Scapa would never allow that.
Never.
Colin?
His Conquerors hockey is too much.
And it's like, what is she doing? She's going up there to also steal Colin. It's like, what the fuck do you think you're about to do? She didn't know. She got up there. She seen a ship. She seen a big kid. Went up there and was like, I'm about to snatch this kid and talk all this shit. And then seen the Straw Hats and was like, well, I can't be pussy, so I gotta act like I knew.
I can't be pussy.
She knows what time it is.
Yeah.
Brian, what were your thoughts on this chapter?
I think Colin is fucking adorable. I love this kid. He's so fucking funny. I'm curious as to why Loki has been wearing these bandages his whole fucking life. Like over his eyes.
Yeah.
Like even in this flashback here with Zebek, he's got the fucking bandages on over his eyes. So I'm very curious as to why that's the case. Maybe it's something to do with his devil fruit. Like maybe his eyes are different now
Maybe
or
it's a
something.
swag thing.
Maybe it's both.
Because he could see very well through them as well.
Maybe he has the 6 eyes.
Can't all
Yeah,
anime
for real.
characters that have like band-aids and stuff wrapped around their eyes could still see? That's a thing, right? It doesn't really matter.
It is a thing. That is true.
Yeah, I wouldn't put too much stock into it. He's definitely not blind.
No, I don't think he's blind.
I wouldn't put a wrong burgundy for it though.
No.
But I'm fairly certain he's not blind.
But yeah, this is a pretty fun chapter. I'm really curious as to what this Zebek thing is gonna lead into. Like maybe Loki makes a nightmare version of him or some shit. That would be pretty cool.
Who's Zebek?
Rocks.
Rocks.
His family name is Zebek.
Is Rox dead right now?
Rocks is currently
It's implied.
believed to be dead.
It's implied that he is dead.
We are to assume he is dead. But that's a good question because there's no confirmation that he actually is.
Okay. Odin is definitely dead.
Odin is for sure dead. We saw him die.
Rox.
Rocks, maybe. We only know that Rocks was defeated. Not that he was killed.
Garp's not like that.
No.
I mean, he is, but he ain't do it alone.
No, I mean, I think it's possible that Rocks can still be alive. But Rocks, I would figure that Rocks is probably older than Roger. Because Roger was like, not a kid, but like a young man when he defeated Rocks.
Scapa was there.
Scopper was there. So was Rayleigh.
Colin wasn't, but he is still the son of Gaban.
This is true. Colin's older than Luffy.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, he's 20 years old. Remember, Giants
He's not
age.
older than Brooke.
No, he's not older than Brooke.
Brooke's old. He's like 58.
Brooke's 90. I think he is 90.
How many years was he out at sea?
50.
Oh my god. And then Moria came around and took a shadow like not that long.
Yeah,
That
Brooke
only
is
happened
90.
5 years ago. Whoa.
So, yeah. He died at 38. He was found by Straw Hats at 88. The time skip pushed him to 90.
Yeah. Yo, damn. Sad shit. Sad shit. Oh, did you get into your thoughts for?
No. I like this chapter a lot. I was very excited at rocks being mentioned. A rocks mentioned is important. And I like that there was a parallel being drawn here between him and Luffy. Loki's definitely going to be a good guy. Confirmed. They have this big thing in common. This big childhood event in common. They seem to be... And I wouldn't be surprised if he even had this same vibe with Shanks when they first met. But him knowing rocks is very interesting. I'm very curious to see how that goes. Makes me think what kind of person Rocks was. I don't think he was like, I don't think he was evil. Maybe there's something we don't know about. I mean, we don't know about Rocks' motivations. We don't know about his intentions. This chapter made me feel like there's a bit of compassion within Rocks, even though he did like beat the shit out of Loki as a child. But I think it was done out of, I don't want to bring this child along in the same way that Shanks did to Luffy and refused him to come along. This made me feel like Rocks has like something of a soft spot. And I'm very interested in, and we know nothing about Rocks, but
That's one hell of a soft spot. He used the blade.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd shank a kid if I didn't want to bring him to dangerous places.
The sentiment is what's important. The sentiment.
Sure. Edward Newgate.
Edward Newgate.
That's such a real name.
Yeah.
It's not a One Piece name.
It's an
a
actual name
real
of a pirate.
name.
A lot of One Piece characters have real pirate names.
It's fucking sick.
Eustace Kid is a real pirate, I think. Marshall
Luffy's
Teach.
not a pirate.
Marshall Teach is the real life Blackbeard.
What?
Yeah.
Oh hell no! Let me stop.
Oh hell no!
That's actually really cool.
No.
Jewelry Bonnie was a real pirate. Roronoa Zoro was a real pirate, but not like it was. His name was I think it was Lola Noah. He was a French pirate or something like
Was
that.
he a swordsman?
Let me see. I'm checking it out now. Lola Noah
Did he have a best friend that died
Solo.
via the staircase?
No, I don't think so. I think that's a very this series specific.
Everyone says Mihawk is Zoro's end goal, but truly he has to defeat that staircase. He has to slice it up.
That's what he's training this entire time.
Yeah.
What pirate is Zoro based on? Although not a lot of fans know, Zoro is also based on real life French pirate Francois Lolonois.
Lola Noas.
So there you go. Francois, who was known
Ace
to
is
have been
locked up.
who was known to have been active during the late 1600s. So there you go. Anyway, my thoughts on this chapter. I love the lore drop. I'm here for the lore drop. Very excited. On your thoughts of... I didn't think that you would say that the Straw Hats were just going to unilaterally win. But I see that makes sense. I mean, he is with Jinbei. Jinbei and Brook are very strong. And Nami and Usopp are going to show out too. Nami is actually a lot stronger than she gives herself credit for. If Nami were to actually dedicate herself to training and battle, she would be an incredibly powerful person on the crew.
Yeah, without a doubt.
with the Zeus.
And that's aside from her navigating abilities and
Yeah,
forecasting.
with with the Zeus upgrade to the fucking climate attack, she's a force for real. So that'll be interesting. I'm excited to see how she matches up against Jinbei and Brooke. One thing that's very interesting though is that she meets Brooke. She's she's within proximity of the person who made that song she likes to listen to after every meal. So
yeah.
good guy turn heel. It's gonna be
Wait, what was the name of the song? It was
New World. Mm-hmm.
Not Binks.
Not
Okay.
Banks. It wasn't Banks. It was New World. That would have been too on the
Pirate
nose.
song.
Yeah. But she likes New World, and guess who sang it? Guy right there. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I wonder if she'll be hesitant to fight Brooke because of the song. She might be a fan.
Yeah, the psychological damage fighting her hero.
Yeah. But I'm into it. I'm excited. I'm glad we're kicking things into gear right as Oda is going into another 2-week break. That's very good timing of him. I feel like he does this on purpose. He does this definitely on purpose. So, thanks, Oda.
I wish I knew what was happening.
Oda is.
Oda would
Let me
just
tell you
tell
something. One Piece is not ending in no 4 or 5 years. All right, with these fucking breaks, One Piece is not ending in 5
He's
years.
not even that old. I'm tired of people like jacking it. When y'all told me he was only like 50 something years old, I was like, that's it. Or like
I was actually
40,
surprised he was that
49.
old. I thought he was like in his mid 40s. But that's only because he started.
I thought he was like in his 60s or something. Man.
God, he needs to hurry up.
That's why I was nervous.
Mangaka in their 60s, I don't know, but he's taking a lot of breaks, so he's probably like, they're preserving his health for sure. Shonen Jump's like, I don't want you to end up like, we can't have another
Give a fuck what no
Togashi.
one says. This is better than Dragon Ball, for sure.
I would say so.
Oh, and it's held down Shonen Jump for much longer.
Yeah. Those are really all my thoughts on One Piece this week. A lot of stuff going on. I love Jinbei coming in the clutch and doing his patented shoulder throw to put out a fire.
Yeah, that was awesome.
His multi-use water tunnel. So, that was fun. And
Full clutch.
yeah, learning more about Loki was super fun. Seeing a Sanji Zoro combo move, very fun.